And that's why the focus should be on attraction, not the chasing. Hey there, welcome back to my Epique Journey. This is Brandon DeVere. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and sharing your time with me. I do appreciate that. We are going from 600 to 0 to 600. If you don't know what that means, it means that I was 600 agents before, went back to 0, going back to 600 again, 600 plus, and that is the journey of all this. That's what this show is about. And so today, I wanted to jump on. It is a Saturday. Typically, I'm not necessarily on here on Saturdays, but today, I wanted to share a couple different things that happen. Both personal and also a business and attraction style. But first, we'll start with the attraction aspect of it. Is that today woke up to an amazing call. When I talk about attraction over, I don't. It doesn't bother me what term you use, whether it's recruiting. As I've said before, when I was in high school, I played sports, and I would love for somebody to recruit me. I associate that with a positive word, is that somebody is looking for someone like myself, and they're wanting to have me join them in whatever it is. What you come to, I don't care that someone is going to get a benefit of getting me there. Like, somebody is bringing me from in school, they're bringing me to their college to play a sport for them, or maybe it's academics. This isn't me, by the way. This is just in general. Is somebody gets asked to go play somewhere in exchange for financial support, and the school gets great athletes so their teams do better and they make more money. So like, we don't seem to care about that, but we get upset when somebody says, well, they're only recruiting you so they can make more money. Yes, by you making more money, like it's a benefit for both ways. So recruiting doesn't bother me. That term does not bother me. However, like, you call it recruiting or attraction, either way does not bother me. I don't care what word it is. What I do care about is the style that you use, at least for myself. Like, I am more, what I'm building is a way for people to be attracted to me and be like, hey, that guy, I want to work with him. Or in the same, because a lot of people think that you have to be for everybody, or it's not beneficial, right? So like, you try to be, I'm sure you've heard the term all things for all people. I had a mentor of mine one time tell me, always create for those who will, never create for those who won't. Probably shared that on here before. But the point being is that as you're attracting, the benefit of doing things like these YouTube videos and things like that is that people can watch them and they can decide for themselves at that point if they like you or not. Like, for my book, The Semi-Retired Real Estate Agent, probably like a year and a half ago, I saw this review. I stumbled upon it on Google, and it was like 1-star review. This guy was upset. He's like, obviously it's somebody trying to recruit for something like EXP or something like that, one of those. And for a second I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks. Like, it hurt, like my gut. I was like, man, I wrote that book. I didn't license the book. I wrote it cover to cover. Like, I wrote everything that is in that book. That was before ChatGPT was out. Like, it wasn't like I just put something into ChatGPT and it spit out a book for me. So I worked hard on that book. And so it hit me like, oh man. But then I was mad for about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? It did its job. I will never have to talk to that person that has no interest in working with me anyways. So I'll never have to spend time trying to convince. So a lot of people don't understand is when you do videos like this, or you put out any type of content, whether, a book, that type of content, stories. I used to tell short stories on Facebook. Used to write those stories. And when people don't like them, it's not a negative thing. I mean, for instance, I sent an email today and got a couple unsubscribes. Like, a lot of times people are like, man, I got an unsubscribe. Oh, bummer. No, it's just weeding people out. It's the people that will never work with you, or if they try to force it, it's just not going to work, right? So the reason that I say this is because as I've been doing these videos, I've been having, a number of people like reaching out to me and are like, hey, Brandon, like, how do we get into what you're doing right now? The timing is now for us, and we want to do this. We want to move forward. And those people have consumed and learned about me, and they're like, hey, I want to work with you. And some people have probably seen this and probably been like, you know what? I'm not working with that guy. There's probably something. Like, I tell people when they start their own podcast, and they're worried about like what to say and all this stuff, and they're worried that somebody's not going to like them, and I just say, you know what, there's people out there that aren't going to like you for whatever reason it is, and it could be something that's completely out of your control. Maybe it's completely within your control and you're a jerk or something and nobody likes you for that reason, but it can be, you can have the same name as somebody they didn't like, that somebody that was rude to them in high school or elementary school or something, or maybe you wear the same cologne as their ex or the same perfume as their ex, and they smell it, and all of a sudden like bad stuff is triggered. Those are things that you can, I mean, guess you can change your cologne, but you would probably never know that person wasn't into you for whatever, or maybe it's just simple ideology differences. I know a ton of people that I don't have similar ideologies, but the point being is that when you do find the ones that want to raise their hand and say, hey Brandon, like I'm in, like I'm not out chasing, right? I don't have to be cold calling all these people and trying to get them on board and be like, hey, do you want to? Because first they get to know me, right? The best part about this right here, if you stumble upon this right now here in Las Vegas, it's 7:51 on a Saturday. If you stumble upon this right now, there are 13 other episodes plus a ton of other content that you can find about me, with me in it, of me doing stuff, and if in 3 a.m. tonight, you're going to hear a story that I've told that it will just tell that story over and over again, the same word, the same cadence, the same everything over and over again. And that content lives forever for people to consume and get to know me. And then when they call, when today I had a call, this morning I woke up to a message, agent, super excited, ready to go. I'm very excited to have them with us too, because it's the energy that was there was amazing, and like the stuff they were telling me were things that I typically have to have a conversation and be like, this is what most agents aren't thinking about. They are already like beyond that, ready to go, and really pumped and wanting to move forward. And that benefit is they consumed some of my videos and said, hey, we got to talk to you. And I was on a call this morning and again this afternoon to talk about discussion of getting over. And it wasn't, they did actually tell me as well that one person had brought it to them, but like vomited so badly as I was, they actually recited a quote from one of my videos before, when I was saying that the challenge is a lot of people start vomiting all over, like without knowing what it is. And so that was awesome, because I knew that they had gone and listened to or watched some of these videos and saw, what I was doing. So like that being said, that creates an affinity. Like people understand what you're trying to do and they get it. And it's not just sales. It's like, hey, that's what this Epique Journey is about, right? I'm going to go through and share all this stuff. And my goal, the end goal of all this, is that I'm going to get some other agents that are on board with me, and they're going to do the same thing, and they're going to start attracting as well. So we can create this group of attractors that is not, and again, I'm okay with the word recruiting, but when people are attracted to you, it's because you've created the character, and it doesn't mean fictional character. Like this character that I portray on here is who I am. So it's not me going out and creating something brand new. It is me sharing with you, sharing this journey, the realness of it, the ups, the downs, like all that stuff, and how it's working. So I just wanted to check in on that one, let you know, super exciting news, very excited for some stuff that might be coming up here pretty soon, hopefully in the next week or so. And then once that's final, we will go ahead and lay that out and share it with everybody for a big announcement. So part number 2, I wanted to talk about. This one I'll be a little bit quicker on, but it was flag football day today, and man, it's so funny. Like these kids teach me way more than I could learn from any book, right? Out there in this, I'm trying to coach them and get them into to do what they do. So short story is we lost, and we lost pretty badly. We were down 18-0 at one point. Finally ended up, the final was 24-10. Made some great adjustments and figured out, and we ended the game strong. That was great. Like that, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And the last touchdown they scored of the game was on 4th and goal, and from about 20 yards they ran a halfback pass and then ended up hitting. But the point being is that I was getting frustrated. I was like, hey guys, we worked on this before. We worked on this. Do this, do that. But this, we're 12U flag football, and this team came out with offensive lineups that we've never seen before, and also defensive lineups that we haven't seen before. 3 different defensive sets that they'd go into, and I was getting frustrated But the reality was, because I was trying to tell the kids what to do on the fly, but the reality was I wasn't prepared for this type of defense, and I didn't set them up to be the most successful as they could be. And that my frustration was like, these kids are 10, 11, or 9 through 12 right now, right? We have a younger team. We bumped up to the U12 instead of playing one more year at 10U that we could have played. And so we went to 12U, and so there's some different looks and everything like that. So we went in and had to make adjustments on the fly. And my thing at the end, I had to tell the kids, I was like, I didn't put you in the right spots in the last in a couple spots in here. That's my bad. I didn't get it out to you in time. But it was kind of humbling, right? Because we're sitting here saying, oh, like even just a flag football, how that can relate to, okay, how is that going to happen? With an organization of agents, that I'm like, okay, how are we setting you best up for success? And if you're not best set up for success, what do I need to do in order to change that, in order to make that happen? So that was just a learning point. Like I said, I don't always get on here on the weekends. I usually reserve that for like family time and stuff like that. But a couple things happened today that I really felt like sharing, and wanted, if anybody, binges this or lands on this one, to hear a couple stories about, just some things that had today or happened today, and maybe that helps somebody out. I don't know. But all right, I will most likely not be on here tomorrow. I'll probably see you on Monday. If that's the case, have a great one, and I'll see you then.